meditation really opens my eyes to the fact that there was something beyond just this physical world here. I had experiences with that meditation that let me know, whoa, there's more here than I had thought there was. I found that if I went and sat where the teacher had sat before, I was able to go much, much deeper in meditation. And I came to understand that that was because the vibration of his presence, the fact that he sat up at the front of the hall in that same place day after day and meditated 12, 14 hours every day there. When I just went and sat in that same position, my meditation would just soar. Anyway, just expanded my consciousness and my understanding of these things and prepared me for being able to really accept what I found when I came to Ananda.
My first impression of him was that he was so interesting. You know, he just had such a heart and was very, very bright, but somehow not intellectual in the way that people are that makes them cold. You could always feel this extreme sweetness and concern for people under it.
He takes care of people. He's a very generous spirit, an incredibly generous person. I mean, we had two guys who would bring in books for the store, and they destroyed every car they had, and they didn't have a car, but we needed the books, so he loaned his car to them. It's just an amazing thing. Every car they had, they destroyed. Every one. I mean, that's an amazing story.
There's little that he can't do. He's a beautiful writer. He reads beautifully. He's an actor. He's a musician. If you invite him to do a task, it's done not just with the logical mind and the smartness behind it, but on a foundation of calmness and kindness and contentment.
He makes you enjoy doing more than you ever thought you could before.
Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai.
I cook a lot just for my wife and myself, and then I cook in the community kitchen also sometimes. And when I'm doing that, the main thing I try to focus on is being joyful and having a good time, liking what I'm doing, you know, putting those joyful and uplifting vibrations into the food. I wouldn't want to be cooking if I was depressed, or if it was a bummer to have to be doing this. You know, that would be the worst possible thing to do to the food and the people who are going to eat it.
Everything has vibrations. So if you actually take into your own body the consciousness of a pig, the consciousness of a goat, the consciousness of a cow, I mean, what you're eating is that reality, and you become more like a goat, a pig, or a cow.
When you eat beef, although it's a subtle thing, you're consuming that vibration of terror and fear that the animal had when they were slaughtered. Whether it's the growing of the food, the harvesting, the preparation of it, and even the environment in which it's eaten, all of those things support the nutrition and also the vibration, even the emotional vibration that you are receiving and then able to use. We had a camp and a language school in Japan right on the coast of the inland sea on a small island there. It was really like paradise. A typhoon came and hit that killed many dozens of people on that small island and completely destroyed our school and our camp. We were sitting in the wreckage. All of the buildings were smashed except the bathhouse right to the ground. And it was an incredible sight. The grand piano that had been in the captain's house was out on the beach with just the 3 legs sticking up. So that's how we got to Ananda Village.
I moved to the Ananda Village in 1971, and at some point, a few years after that, he showed up with Sita.
It was a farm in the foothills of the Sierras, and that kind of life, which was really idyllic, we felt. I mean, there was no electricity for most of it. The market had electricity, no electricity, no flush toilets. Some of the houses had waters. Many of the people lived in teepees, even through the winter.
We were totally impoverished from a certain point of view, but we were wealthy as could be. We lived in a beautiful place. We supported it together. We had fabulous friends. We were doing something that meant everything to us. And the fact that we had very little money, what did you need that much money for?
Everything suddenly gets turned into growing a spiritual path, and what is spiritual profit, and what does that mean? When you have a group of people who are spending their life trying to remember that we're all part of a greater whole that is essentially light and joy and love. It's like day and night, living anywhere else and living in a community where people are making conscious effort.
Jai Guru Jai Guru Jai Guru Jai Paramahansa Yogananda Jai